All right, let's jump right into this deep dive. When you think about what keeps a facility manager up at night, protecting all that critical gear in a factory or a data center, what's the first image that comes to mind?
Oh, it's almost always something big and dramatic.
A huge storm, right. A massive lightning strike from the outside, the big one.
Exactly. That's where all the attention and, frankly, the budget seems to go.
Yeah.
But when you actually drill down into the failure data from our sources, um, it tells a very different story.
And it's a pretty shocking one.
It really is. Over 50%, more than half of all critical equipment failures, don't originate from some external event. The biggest threat is already inside the building.
Wow. Okay, so that completely flips the script. We're not fighting the weather, we're sort of fighting our own operations.
Pretty much. And the sources give this internal enemy a name. They call them internal surges or switching surges.
So what do these look like? How is an internal surge different from that, bolt from the blue?
It's helpful to think of it like this. Lightning is a single powerful knockout punch.
Right.
Immense energy, but thankfully it's rare. Internal surges, on the other hand, are like thousands of tiny jabs. The energy in each one is small, but they are hitting your systems hundreds, maybe thousands of times.
Every single day.
Every single day. It's the chronic fatigue that kills the equipment, not the one big acute trauma.
Death by 1,000 cuts. So where are all these tiny jabs even coming from? It's not a storm, so what is it?
And this is the part that's really eye-opening. They're generated by the very equipment you need to run the place.
You're kidding me.
Not at all. Number one, just the voltage fluctuations from large motors and inverters starting and stopping.
Which happens constantly in a factory.
Constantly. Number two, spikes from heavy-duty equipment, like the massive current draw from a welding machine.
So even my building's huge freezer unit, or the elevator cycling up and down, even the things meant to save energy, like power efficiency condensers.
All of them. Every time they turn on or off, they're creating these tiny electrical stresses. It's almost like the systems we rely on are simultaneously creating the noise that's killing the network.
Okay, so if this is happening all the time, why aren't our standard protections catching it? I mean, facilities have surge protection devices, or SPDs, for this exact reason.
They do. And that gets us to the core of the vulnerability here. Most conventional SPDs rely on something called MOV technology metal oxide varistors.
And I thought MOVs were good at this.
They are. They're fantastic for that big lightning punch we talked about. A varistor is essentially a sacrificial component. It's designed to see a massive spike and just clamp down on it. It takes the bullet to protect the equipment.
Perfect for the one big hit. So why is it failing against these thousands of tiny jabs?
Because that relentless, repetitive stress is its Achilles heel. Those tiny, persistent surges create a little bit of thermal stress each time, and the components they degrade.
They wear out.
They wear out slowly.
Yeah.
But here's the critical part. It never fails in a big, catastrophic way that would trip an alarm or blow a fuse.
So you're saying the SPD is just dying silently in the background?
Exactly. The equipment thinks it's protected. The status light is green. But its defense mechanism is slowly vanishing.
And that creates what the source material calls the chronic protection gap. You're exposed, but you have no idea.
You're completely unknowingly exposed every minute of the day. And this brings us to the big picture takeaway from all of this.
Which is?
True equipment protection is just. It's incomplete if you're only focused on the rare external disaster. You have to gain control over this daily internal enemy. The data is clear. Your own day-to-day operations are your highest risk factor.
So, a final thought for our listener to mull over. If the very devices we trust to protect us from a huge, infrequent threat are slowly and silently failing against a frequent, low-energy one, what other silent, chronic threats might you be overlooking in your own protection strategies? Is the equipment you trust today slowly degrading? And are you mistaking silence for security? Something to think about.